Hey everybody, welcome into our Happy Hour Recap, Barry and Mark's Happy Hour Recap. I'm Mark.
And I'm Barry from EdwardsCom.net.
And we are coming at you from the gorgeous Felice Urban Cafe right here in Cleveland, just on the border of Shaker, and on Larchmere Boulevard. Great place, gorgeous place, great menu, good food, and they even have some really good sweet goodies here as well. Wonderful place here at the Felice Urban Cafe.
Yeah, it's really great. You'll get a lot of your fresh produce right out of the garden out here.
Right behind the shed here,
yes.
Anyway. So we'll have pictures, links, and everything for you in the show notes. Check it out, FeliceUrbanCafe.com.
Okay, and Mark, today we're going to hit the highlights of the chapter of my upcoming book, and this chapter's on branding. It is called Building a Better Brand in the 21st Century.
Okay.
And you can download this. The link is right here in your show notes. Sign up. It's going to come at you right to your email box.
And we've got three key takeaways to talk about. Three, not two, three. And actually, though, what branding truly means, how it applies to your business, and how you can develop your brand to enhance your business.
Absolutely. So what is branding? I think it's a term that's thrown around a little bit today, a little too much on reality TV.
Right.
But what is it technically? Entrepreneur.com summarizes it as this: the marketing practice of creating a name, a symbol, or design that identifies and differentiates a product from other products, which is basically a wordy way of saying a logo.
A logo.
Branding is a lot more than that. Branding is truly the feeling that is elicited in people when they see what you put out there. So I would expand on this to say branding is creating the feeling elicited in the viewer via the marketing and relationship elements that you put out there. So that means a brand is how you feel about a company. It's developed by your logo, yes, but it's also by your slogan, by your content, very important, the voice you may have with it, what you wear, even how you answer the phone.
Yep, for sure. All right, so let's get back to the Entrepreneur.com definition of branding for a minute. Logo,
Sure.
Right?
Simple.
So last year we recorded a Happy Hour recap. It was titled 5 Key Elements to a Great Logo. And Barry, give us a quick summary about that.
Sure. Just a few key things you need to know. And number one, by far and away, is remember that a logo is the first impression of your company. And it's really tough to overcome a bad first impression. So it's very important. Make it professional. Make sure that it's very professional. Two, the text should be very legible and professional. A lot of more beginner designers would use fad fonts and so forth, and you don't want to redesign your logo in a few years.
Right.
You want staying power.
Yeah.
Okay, so it should also be a self-contained piece of art. I typically say a stamp-like quality. So if it's in a sea of verbiage, like in a newspaper ad, something like that, your eye still goes to it, which is a reason I like to use icons with my logos more often than not. It's another graphic symbol that's easily identified. And finally, your colors. You should usually use a very dense color, often black, and a less dense color, like teals, orange, in our case, gold.
Right.
Rather than something like black and dark blue, which is the old industrial, muddy, dirty, dismal kind of thing. So avoid that.
All right, let's move on to slogans. No, not every company has one, and maybe a lot of companies should, because a lot of business names, you really can't tell what they do by their name.
Right.
So what a slogan does for you, it's a great way to position yourself in your marketplace with a simple, catchy phrase.
Absolutely. A good example of this is our friend and client, John Elsroth of Effectium Technologies.
Yeah.
He's an avid sailor. He loves sailing, freaks about it. So he wanted us to incorporate his passion for sailing into his company. So he commissioned us to do an entire rebranding campaign that included his website, business cards, logo, and of course his slogan, in which we came up with putting the wind in your sails.
Nice.
And tied this in with the logo that you see on the screen. And it just really, if you know his company that installs CRM, customer relationship management software into companies to enhance their leads and sales, it makes perfectly good sense. Now, on the other hand, Edwards Communications, our own slogan, is dynamic websites and branding materials that target your audience for maximum impact. Very wordy. It's a lot going on there, but it's very definitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really wanted to get dynamic, which is what we always try to do with everything we do, and target the audience. Always keep that in the forefront of our minds. So it's really very descriptive of what we do. Additionally, sometimes we change it up from websites and branding materials, and we'll substitute that with marketing communications depending on the situation.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so the About Us page. Rarely you hear anybody talk about an About Us page. As a matter of fact, it almost was taboo a few years ago, but now, I'll put it this way. Yesterday, it sure is. I actually read an article just yesterday on SearchEngineLand.com, and it was about building links to your About Us page. That's how important it is, which it really comes down to SEO. And what else?
Yeah, well, it comes down to, of course, your branding, but it's funny that you said that you just told me today that you read that article.
Yeah.
I even wrote in this chapter, I said, nobody talks about the About Us page. But it's very appropriate that it is brought up, and the other reason for it is the Google Analytics.
Yeah.
The analytics on most of our sites say that right after the landing page, more often than not, they're going to the About Us page. And a couple of my e-commerce sites, it's almost tied with the top landing page for number one in hits. What this is telling you is that if they don't bounce out of there, that means they qualified themselves as a prospect. They are interested, and now they want to know more about you. They want to know what to feel about you.
Yeah.
Back to your branding.
Yeah.
This is where you establish it, and you create and elicit the feeling on your About Us page. It is that important.
And defining your brand, absolutely.
Yes.
So finally, responsive design. Responsive design, it falls under branding, for sure. It really, really does.
Yeah, and if your online presence isn't mobile friendly, then you're telling your customers that you're oblivious to what's going on in the marketplace. 44% of customers, or potential customers, are surfing the web via mobile devices these days. So you can also have a mobile version of your site, and that will work fine, except then you have to maintain two separate sites altogether.
Yep.
So we profess creating responsive sites. All of our sites are responsive, meaning that they reconfigure for the screen size of mobile devices.
Yep.
That way you only maintain one site and put that good quality content and get it across all devices.
It's funny. I read another article here this week that's been making its rounds. Google announced yesterday or on Tuesday, we're doing this on a Friday, so this will be either Thursday or Wednesday, just a couple of days before, that now mobile searches have overtaken desktop searches. It's official
really?
Now. Google announced it.
I
They
did
sure
not
did.
know that.
So additionally, SEO. Google loves responsive sites. So as a matter of fact, last month, April of 2015, a lot of people call it Mobilegeddon. And it's if you don't have that your website optimized to be mobile, if somebody performs a search for your type of business on their phone or a tablet or other mobile device, your business, if it's not optimized for mobile, will not show up in the search results on a mobile device. That's really important.
I'm just going to interject. I got some new tools that enhance local searches so much. So a couple of our local clients, I have increased their SEO locally greatly, absolutely greatly.
Yep. So there you have it.
Hey, that's it for how to build a better brand in the 21st century. Once again, link right in our show notes. Click on it, sign up. You'll have it right in your email box. No problem.
All right. So huge thanks to Melissa Corey and the entire staff here at the Felice Urban Cafe. Great place. We're going to have links, pictures in our show notes. Don't worry about that. And a huge thanks to owner Margaret Mueller. Great place she put together here. So
yeah,
until next time. Until next week. Until next time. Have a good
great week.